ये दिल्ली है मेरी यार बस इश्क मोहब्बत प्यार but not much pyar for the dogs, I suppose. Every day in Delhi, thousands of street dogs wander our roads, hungry, injured, or simply looking for someone to care. But here's the truth: India has no government run shelters for them, especially Delhi. Delhi has no government run shelters for dogs or strays. Yes, you heard that right. Menaka Gandhi herself, an animal rights leader and a former union minister, confirmed this. There are no official shelters for dogs in our country. So the question is, what are we doing? And what can we learn from countries that have solved this problem humanely? Let's come to the situation of Delhi. In Delhi, the street dog population is estimated in the lakhs. Reports of dog bites often make the news, sparking fear and calls for culling. But culling is illegal in India under the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals Act in 1960. What's happening now is a cycle. Dogs breed on the streets, they face abuse, and public anger grows. But without proper shelters, vaccination drives, and adoption programs, nothing changes. This is not just a Delhi problem, it's a national problem. This is a problem in Rajasthan, this is a problem in Maharashtra, this is a problem in Gujarat, this is a problem in Tamil Nadu, this is a problem in Kerala. This is a nationwide problem and we have to deal with this humanely. Let's take how Mexico made a historic move and look at how Mexico became the first country in 2023 in North America to grant all the animals the legal right to live. It's not just words on paper. The law mandates humane treatment, bans cruelty, and encourages sterilization and adoption programs. Instead of killing the strays, they focus on large scale community spay neuter drives and public awareness campaigns. The result? Fewer stray dogs, healthier streets, and a shift in public mindset. Now let's look at Bhutan, our neighbor. Bhutan is a small Himalayan country, a small landlocked part of the world in the Himalayas. Back in 2009, Bhutan faced a massive stray dog crisis. And Bhutan is a small Himalayan country with a big heart. They are the only country that implements the happiness index, where other countries are focused on how much you make, how much money you have. Bhutan is a country that focuses on the happiness of its citizens. Now, back in 2009, Bhutan faced a massive stray dog crisis. Instead of culling, they launched the Bhutan National Dog Population Management and Rabies Control Project with the Humane Society International. They sterilized over 70% of the stray dog population, vaccinated thousands against rabies, and created a community responsibility system where locals help feed and care for the dogs. Now, this is really important because without a community responsibility system, there is not much we can do. Today, Bhutan is considered a global example of peaceful coexistence between people and strays. Now, let's see where India stands. In India, the animal birth control program exists on paper, but implementation is weak. Most cities rely on NGOs and volunteers, people who work tirelessly without enough funds or infrastructure. Menaka Gandhi has openly said there are no government shelters for dogs in Delhi or anywhere in India, I suppose. So every shelter you see is run by NGOs or private individuals. This means this is not just a problem, and it's not just a problem about dogs, it's about how our system views animal welfare. And this isn't only about compassion. Healthy, vaccinated, and sterilized dogs reduce the spread of rabies, one of the deadliest diseases in the world. Countries like Sri Lanka and Thailand have proved that controlling dog populations humanely actually saves lives, both human and animal. So, what can you do? You can support local NGOs who are doing sterilization and vaccination work, foster or adopt stray puppies instead of buying dogs, report injured animals to rescue groups. Please don't go on buying puppies or cats, kittens from the puppy mills when we have this problem that we can foster and adopt stray puppies since stray dogs instead of just buying more dogs which lead to more stray problem. We have to spread awareness, talk to our community about feeding and vaccinating local strays. If Mexico can pass a national animal rights law, and if Bhutan can humanely manage its dog population, then surely India can take action too. And this is a humble plea from me towards our Prime Minister, Mr. Modi. Mr. Modi ji, the Prime Minister, often speaks of India as Vishwaguru, the teacher of the world. But how can we teach compassion if we don't or if we cannot show it to our own street animals? India's greatness will not be measured only in space missions or GDP growth or global summits. It will also be measured by how we treat the most voiceless and helpless among us. Right now, there are lakhs of stray dogs living in dangerous, filthy, and inhumane, unhealthy conditions. They suffer from untreated wounds, starvation, and abuse simply because there is no organized national system to care for them. It's time for the government to take responsibility. In the case of Delhi, it's ruled by AAP, but because it's also the capital of the country, BJP also has a say in what happens over there. And this should not devolve into a blame game, shifting blame between the parties. You did this, you did that, we did this. It's not the time for that. It's time for us as Indians as a whole to take responsibility about what's happening. It's time for the government to take responsibility. We need a nationwide sterilization and vaccination program to humanely control the population. We need properly funded public shelters in every district, not just in the big cities. Community education campaigns to teach people how to coexist peacefully with the street animals. Our culture has always spoken of compassion for all living beings, maybe even aliens, perhaps, because we have the concept of Vasudeva Kudumbagam, where we see every being as part of our family. We give cows a high status, and there are groups aligned with the ruling party that have even committed violence in the name of protecting cows. And yet, India is now the second largest exporter of beef in the world. I don't care if they export beef, but I do care about the violence. I mean, people do have the right to eat. Now, this is not about attacking religious beliefs. I respect and do not challenge the holy status of the cow. I just want to make it clear. But if holiness is tied to compassion, then dogs are holy too. Lord Bhairava, a fierce form of Lord Shiva, is always shown with the dog as his companion. The hypocrisy is clear. We glorify compassion in words but ignore it in action. If we want to call ourselves Vishwaguru, we must learn to protect and care for our own street animals. That is the real measure of leadership. Now, Delhi's stray dogs, they don't need pity. They need a system that works. It's time we stop treating them as a nuisance and start seeing them as living beings with the right to exist. Every change it starts from inside us. It begins with awareness. And maybe this conversation can be a small step towards that change. Because the streets belong to all of us. Humans, dogs, cats, birds. The world belongs to all of us. And that should be our motto as well. The change should begin with the awareness and it should be humanely done. I hope we solve this issue and we can get over this crisis as much humanely and peacefully as we can. After all, hope is what leads us forward.